This has been one of my favorite weekends. I mean, I'm only here today, but still.
Yeah. Well, it's in and out, so we got to do this the right way.
Thank you.
I was just saying to her that I'm not a big fan of when the moderator takes up the whole time asking questions. I can see that. So I'm just going to warm it up here, and then we're going to make a line. I think there's just one microphone. So just line up and make sure you say hi. Introduce yourself first. So first of all, Fan Expo. It's amazing. You're just, what's it like to get loved on all day and just see yourself in action figure?
I mean, it's probably the best healing medicine ever. I love it. I love all of you. It's been such a joy. Today's my only day here, but I'm having a blast. And I'm having my own little fangirl moments backstage. I mean, do we have an incredible lineup this year or what?
Yes!
Seriously, I'm in the green room like, hi, oh my God, I've loved you my whole life. I studied your work, and then, can I get a selfie? I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, just all of you, the stories. I've been hearing a lot of stories.
Yeah.
From Dallas, people like to tell a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah. Probably get a lot of recommendations for barbecue and things.
Oh, no, but I'll take it.
Oh, you guys got some. All right, there we go. Well, so of all the guests here, who are you most excited to meet?
I mean, Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
I told him today, I was backstage, and so I was a little bit late, sorry if anyone was waiting in the autograph line. But he had his own little line in the green room. And I said, you know, I was at your farewell show in 1995 at the Universal Amphitheater. And he's like, no way. And I said, yeah. And last night when I saw that you were going to be here, I started listening to We Close Our Eyes, and I just loved the version. And because I, of course, have the album from that concert. He was like, oh my God. He's like, I've never done anything like this before. I'm like, we're going to have a blast, and I hope to see you around. And then Marissa Tomei, obviously, my love. And I saw her on Broadway a couple years ago. She did the Rose Tattoo. Tennessee Williams was amazing. And then, of course, Thelma and Louise.
Yes.
Who doesn't love them? So, you know, it's been a really fun day. So, I know what it's like to be all of you, too.
Well, you know, people look up to you, and you're the queen. But, you know, you make it look like the easiest job in the world up there. And I know that a lot of people are like asking you, like, how do I do what you do? And what kind of advice do you give them? Because I know that can save you some time at the table.
Well, you mean like acting,
yeah.
or being here?
Oh, no.
Oh, acting. Oh my Lord. Well, it takes a lot of studying, a lot of hard work, a lot of practice, and training with good people, and learning your craft, really. I think that's the most important thing anyone could do is learn your craft. Because that's the only way you're going to be good at anything, right? Unless you're just like naturally gifted, and there are some singers that just get up on stage and you're like, where did that voice come from? It's like the heavens. And you're like, yeah, okay, they have it. And I think when I was younger, I had natural abilities to act as well, but that can only take you so far. So I think it's critical to study and try new things and get up on a stage and, you know, try new characters and see how diverse you can be. Someone said that to me today. They said, once upon a time, your characters, like, plays all these different ranges of emotion. I said, it's the one show that really allowed me to do that. And, you know, part of it had to do with the writing and what they gave to the character, and also the longevity of the show gave me the time to really dig deep and find new sides of this character that I've never shown before. I always say that I got my PhD on Once Upon a Time. I really do. You know, they always say 10,000 hours. I'm forgetting who said it. Someone very famous. You work 10,000 hours at anything, you become a pro. I know I'm well past that. Probably just Once Upon a Time alone. So, so if you love something enough and you can put time and effort into it, it's worth it.
Well said. And we got to know, yeah, right. We love some good inspiration around here. Now, of course, being the queen is not easy, but how cool. You grow up and you think, oh, I just want to play dress up and get paid for it, and you did it. And you, at some point, you must have been just looking around going, I'm so lucky to do this. Do you remember that definitive memory of being the queen?
Oh my God, many times. I would say probably in the pilot episode alone, when Ginny Goodwin and I and Josh Dallas, we had that scene where I think Charming has just been stabbed and she's holding his body. And I come in and the wind's blowing, it's right before the curse and my hair's all over the place. And I just looked at Ginny, I'm like, this is wild! Look what we're doing! I'm playing this iconic evil queen and you're playing the iconic Snow White. And you're the iconic Prince Charming. What the heck is going on? This is nuts. And it was in that moment where I just thought, this is so cool. And also like, I never could have imagined playing this role.
Yeah.
Like I didn't become an actor in hopes to play the evil queen, but the fact that I got to is incredible. And I can proudly say that I've played her the longest. I guess the live action version of her, right? So I feel like she's really in me. It's so funny. This is a quick story, but while I was developing her over the years with the writers, and obviously they wrote stuff. Development, to my side of the development was more in like, I get the script, what could I do, and I color the script and the character that's, you know, in ways that the writer maybe didn't think of, etc. And so I was always looking for something new that I hadn't expressed as her before. And so I would Google search, best villains of all time, right? I was on all those lists. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Now what? So yeah, I'm really proud. And I'm also very proud to be one of the best villains of all time.
Yes, we love this. Now look how great everybody is here. They're ducked down so they're not blocking any views. So let's go. We've got our first great question. Make sure you introduce it.
This is the first time I've ever asked a question at one of these, so huzzah to me.
Welcome.
So in Why Women Kill, I mean, of course I love Once Upon a Time, but I could not stop watching that. How did you feel playing Rita? Because I felt like her emotion was similar to the Queen, but it was in a more compact way. So
yes.
How did you love it? Would you feel like it was too short? I mean, I wish there was another season.
Well, I think I walked into that knowing that it was going to be short, and I also knew the ending, which sucked because I was like, Adam and Eddie from Once Upon a Time were really great at not telling us anything, but Mark Cherry was like, this is what's going to happen. Right up front, I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, there were similarities. I don't believe that Mark Cherry did watch Once Upon a Time. So whatever he was channeling was really cool because it did sort of have, like it mirrored her, Regina's arc a little bit in moments, not fully. But there were some, but I know the names had nothing to do with it. In fact, her original name was Rita Bennington. And I was to not play her. And they did not come to me initially. They went to Eva Longoria. And Eva Longoria is a good friend of mine, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it, but I have someone who would be great at this. And put my name forward. And which is very rare in this industry for anyone to do that, by the way. So it's a very competitive town. But she said, but I want to direct, which she ended up doing, and she directed the 5th episode. So I don't think it was Mark Cherry's intention at all. I just think it was just kind of like coincidence. Or maybe he was just channeling something and didn't even know it. It was probably happening on an unconscious level. But I really tried my best to make her different enough. I think the hardest thing about sort of detoxing the Queen was the voice, because the voice is my voice. And every character that I was playing after, there's like, I had to really be mindful to not carry that same cadence into each role. So with Rita, that was like something I was really focusing on, and also her body language. Women walked a little bit differently in the 40s.
It looks amazing. If y'all have not seen it, y'all need to.
Yeah, Why Women Kill on Paramount Plus is pretty great. Season 2. Season 1's great too, but they're anthologies, so Each season stands on its own.
Hi, I'm Ray. I watched all of Once Upon a Time, like as it was airing, which is kind of crazy. It might be the longest I watched one show. And was there a time with playing Regina where you kind of realized how deep you can go as the character? Like, because starting in season 1, obviously they introduce it playing it straight. So is that kind of how the role was presented to you, or did you know you were going to be going deeper into the character?
I knew that I would be going deeper into the character because I had a dream before we started filming the pilot episode that the reason why she became this way is because someone very close to her was killed. And when we went up to film the pilot of Once Upon a Time in Vancouver, I sat with Adam and Eddie and I was like, is she this way because someone she loved got murdered? And they were like, how did you know that? And I said, I had a dream. And that's what was in the dream. And they go, yeah, well, okay. You'll see. And I was like, I'm right. So I knew that no matter what character I play, I always try to go deeper with them. And I think that as an actor, especially in television, if you have the ability to show your depth and your range as an artist, it inspires the writer to write more on that level for you. So, yeah, you really got to show them what you're capable of.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm currently cosplaying as Emma Swan, and I was wondering, do you have any favorite props, and if so, do you have any?
I do. I actually have many things. Mostly costumes that I don't feel like I could get in trouble for anymore. Because I'm like, yeah, I took all of them. So, sorry, Disney. Don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that cost them, but I do have, I have never admitted this, but I feel like it's been 7 years though. I have her necklace that she wore in season 1 a lot and here and there, and that necklace was designed by a friend of mine. And when I was starting the pilot episode, I presented this piece of jewelry to the costume designer, Eduardo Castro, and I said, I just feel like she needs this. And it was a very expensive necklace, and they bought it for her. And so at the end of season 7, I was like, find that necklace, I have to have it. And I do have it, and it's very special. And Eddie, when he saw Eddie and Adam are creators of the show, when they saw the necklace, Eddie goes, that's where her secrets lie. Oh, I like that. So it's very meaningful to me. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Queen. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So my question is, I know that Regina has a complicated relationship with her mother and also her father at some time. So do you think that it would have been different if her mother had her own, happy ending? And also, how do you think that Regina actually feels about her mother?
I think that Cora was probably incapable of having her happy ending because her goal and strive for everything was power. She just wanted to dominate and control, and that really doesn't lead to good places in life for anybody, fairy tale or not, right? Fantasy or not. It's like usually those people have a really hard fall, and so it would require Cora to really change her psychology in order to be receptive to that, and it wasn't until that very last moment when she was in Regina's arms that she was able to have that clarity. It's unfortunate that it happened in her last moments, but I think that Regina always wanted a mother that can just accept her for who she is, like anyone would want that from their parents. And I think that it's a sad reality that sometimes we never get that in life, but that can be a little hole in our hearts. But it doesn't have to stop the individual from growing and finding their own true happiness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well said. Hello.
Hello, my name is Cece. So my question is, while you were starting to regularly film Once Upon a Time, has Regina ever not intentionally come out in your personal life to where, like, even if it's body or like body language or, you know, muscle memory of what you do with your hands, or just like how you talk to people, like say you're disciplining someone and you're just like, oh,
Has she ever bled into my real person? 1,000%.
they're like, okay.
I mean, she dominated my life for 7 years. I was more her than I was allowed to be myself. Because if you think about the hours in a day, it's 24 hours in a day. I'm on set 16 and a half hours at that time. And then I sleep. You know, you get a 12-hour turnaround sometimes. You only get 10. And then you have to do it all over again. And you have to be in her mind, in her body. And so, yeah, I think there were times when I was unconsciously her and didn't even know it.
Has people ever like told you, like, whoa?
Oh yeah, I had one assistant who was like, I think she's really the evil queen. And I was like, I'm really going through a hard time in life. Just go get my laundry. You know, it's like, stop giving me a hard time. But I had one assistant who, by the way, should not have been an assistant. But other than that, I've had great relationships with all of them, so just this one in particular, I thought was a bit lazy. I think the people in my life probably saw it more than I did. But then they would call me out on it, and I was like, oh, I gotta check myself, okay. But think about Bono, right, from U2. He says when they do shows and they go on tours, he has to like take a couple months off and go somewhere away from the family, so when he comes back home, he's a dad again, he's a husband, he's ready to be there, you know? There's a lot of Glenn Close, after doing Sunset Boulevard, disappeared for 3 months after the show to kind of detox the character. I think it's very common for a lot of actors to absorb their characters on a very subconscious level and not know that they're living and acting as them in their normal day-to-day life. I think the smart ones know that that can happen, and they find ways to kind of like, all right, I'm gonna go take my time and go do my thing. So yeah, it happens to all of us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Didn't you miss that voice? Wasn't that great? It's good to hear it again.
Thank you.
Hello.
I have 2 questions. First off, the Evil Queen has one of the most iconic first lines she ever said in the show. I was wondering if you could say that, or would.
Which one? This is my happy ending?
No, sorry, I'm late.
Oh.
I shall destroy your happiness.
Sorry I'm late. Yeah, that's her voice.
Since no one's asked, what was it like on the set of Atlas?
Oh, good question. So fun.
Number 1 movie on Netflix. Come on, everybody.
Thank you. Oh my God, it was wild. It was crazy. They're like, you're doing a TED Talk. I'm like, in the future. Cool. I'm like, I get to play a scientist and a creator of human form AI? Yeah. And ooh, scary. It was amazing. I think Brad Pitt is wonderful. Jennifer Lopez, when I met her, and the times that I have met her, has been nothing but a doll to me. I had a wonderful experience with her, and had a wonderful experience with everybody. And I can't say anything bad about anybody. True, like hand to God. So it was fun. It was fun to be a part of something that monstrous, you know, and to know that for me, the appeal and being a part of that was, you know, telling these futuristic stories are really fascinating to me, and they're educational because I feel like anything that's informing us of like the fears of the future, we have to pay attention to. And so it's, even though technology is a running trend, there's no stopping it. I just think we need to be really mindful of how much we allow ourselves to invest in it. To not get too lazy and let AI write our essays. Teenagers out there. Yeah, because our minds are so amazing, and we're put here to develop them and grow and educate ourselves and be creative on our own and see what we're capable of coming up with. What can we come up with, you know, without constantly turning to AI to like help us, you know? I think AI to me is important when it comes to like anything medical. You know, I think in that regard it's super helpful, but so anyway, long answer, I'm not gonna go down that. I really wanna go down that rabbit hole, by the way. Because I have a lot of strong feelings about it. But I will say that for me, the hope was in doing this film was to come out and for it to be a conversation starter amongst people that can say, ooh, I don't know, that's kind of scary. We need to be careful. Because even though we haven't quite developed the term techno-sapiens, there might be techno-sapiens roaming around even now, but like in our very near future. And so, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen with their programming and what they can end up doing. So let's just hold on to humanity.
My name is Amber, and I'm from South Carolina, but I'm in Dallas for the summer. Me and my best friend grew up on Once Upon a Time, so I had more of a request than a question. You're her favorite actor, and I was wondering if I could get a video of you saying, "Hi, Alyssa."
Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. That's it, great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So first of all, love you. I've loved you since I was like in high school. You're beautiful inside and out. Yes, ma'am. I guess my question would be, would you be interested in doing like a thriller movie? And if so, what role would you like to play?
100%.
I thought so. It'd be like Freddy's.
So, oh my God, so many. You know, is it The Hours? No, it's not The Hours. It's, what's the movie with Nicole Kidman and, it's The Hours. Something like that would be really cool.
Oh yeah, I would definitely watch it either way.
Yeah, I like thriller and horror is definitely one of my favorite genres. I love anything supernatural. I love being spooked. I like watching YouTube weird videos on like ghosts and things and cemeteries. I love that stuff. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Tyler, so you did an amazing job.
Thank you. Hi.
Oh my God, I can't even believe this is my life right now. I'm Victoria, major fan. I'm gonna date myself, but I've been a fan of yours since Spin City.
Wow, thank you.
All of us 40, 50 something year olds out there.
That's what
that's
I'm there with you.
Yes, that's us. So, huge fan of Once, obviously, because why are we even here? My question to you is, Regina is a very complicated character, but all throughout the seasons, they're trying to give her a redemption arc, which she eventually gets. Were you rooting for that, or were you wanting her to stay like petty and murderous and pissed off like the whole time? Because there were some scenes I'm like, no, she needs to throw a freaking fireball at that. Like, what's really going on here? But were you okay with the redemption arc, and how did that kind of change your approach to her character?
That's a great question, and it's interesting because I sort of went back and forth with that. So at first I was like, oh great, you know, because sometimes if you keep a villain just like one tone, one color, you're like, all right, we've seen it.
Yeah.
So I loved her evolution and trying to, you know, make amends and redeem herself. I love all that. The redemption arc was wonderful, but then you get bored. I'm like, I don't want to be a good person. I don't want to be like a hero. It's so boring.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's
Well, I think that's how Zelina came into the picture, right? They were missing the villain, and they were missing that energy, and then Zelina came, and it did something different to the queen, Regina rather, and so she was able to kind of like tap into that side of her again as Regina. And then people missed the evil queen, as did I, and that's why I think season 6 became what it did. They're like, we gotta find a way to bring her back, and I was like, okay. They're like, your life is going to be hell, because you're never going to sleep or see your family or anything. And I was like, oh, why? And then they pitched the idea for season 6, and I was like, first I thought, oh wow, how cool. It's kind of like is it Orphan Black with Tatiana Maslany? Orphan Black, where she played multiple versions of her different characters and stuff, and I just thought, oh, that's so fun. I get to act opposite myself. And then I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's a lot. But so I feel like they did a good job at letting me do both. And then with the flashbacks, it really helped. So I think in any sort of storytelling, when there are flashbacks, you can bring a character back. And they did, a seamless job at that. But to answer your question, it's like, with anything, right? You do something for so long, you want something different. And so playing evil for so long made me want to sort of explore the evolution of growth within the character. And then once I got to it, I was like, okay, now I want to be a bad girl again.
Yeah, back to villain.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Trying not to have a heart attack right now. Mine's a kind of a cheesy question, but what is your favorite lesson or message from the show, overall? That you took to heart?
Yeah, I think that anyone can truly change if they really, really, really want to. And I think with Regina, what we saw is that, the fear of losing her family is what prompted her, propelled her into changing and making amends and facing her fears. And I think that is something that I've heard with a lot of fans say that that's helped them in their lives. And even while playing Regina, the way I work is the approaches can be very personal, not just professional. And so some of my relationships improved in my life because I saw the value of confronting and dealing with stuff in the ways that she did, and it inspired me to do the same in my own personal life. So I would say that's probably her best quality, is her strive for change and the action steps she took toward it.
That's awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I was just wondering, how you felt about the ending of the show, and if you could, would you have changed anything?
Yeah, so that question's been asked even today by someone personally, not personally, but at the autograph table. It's tricky. Do I feel like Regina's happy ending had to be how we define happy endings, which is falling in love and marrying somebody? Yes and no. Yes, only maybe because I know that she really wanted that. But also, the great thing about her happy ending is it redefines what a happy ending really looks like. And I think that for Regina, it was just different. She became the queen of all realms, and being the queen of all realms was also really pretty powerful and great. So she ultimately became the most powerful, and she inherited a wonderful family. So she necessarily wasn't alone. It just looked different. She was surrounded by a lot of love. And I kind of look at her as a career woman. It's like someone who's really passionate about their career, and they go after it, and sometimes other relationships don't quite work out because they're just so focused. It doesn't necessarily mean that person's unhappy, or that's their unhappy ending. I think Regina did get a pretty cool ending. And at the end of the day, there's really nothing I can do about it because I'm not the writer. but I had to sort of accept what they created and redefine what a happy ending is for myself and for the audience. Because a lot of you go, I just wish she would have ended up with Robin. And you know what, to be fair, she did kind of end up with Robin, at least the other part of her did, in Fairy Tale Land, right? Because at that point, she was split in two, which, by the way, sorry for everyone who hasn't seen season 6 or 7, but it is a trip. So there ends up being 2 queens, and they both get different happy endings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
Hi.
Also a big fan of Danny Elfman and horror.
I know, I love it! It's a dead man's party, let's rock.
Yeah, but I also have a really big interest in just character development, but like for the actor itself. So I just want to ask you, what is it like, or what was it like for you to get into that character?
It was a process. It was an evolution, you know, that took place over 7 years. And it was a lot of work. I am not gonna lie, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in this industry. It took hours and hours of crafting, hours and hours of research, watching Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, watching Susan Sarandon in Enchanted, watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but also just watching Gary Oldman in The Professional. Like, there were so many different actors, watching Tim Curry as the devil. Like, certain things that I took from everybody for inspiration and just like, ugh. And then on the personal level, like acting, there's so many different techniques and approaches to acting, and you know, some actors really like to personalize, meaning like, who does this person remind me of? You know, who could I be saying this to? You know, oh, my aunt who was such a bitch to me. What did I say to her? You know, like there are so many choices and approaches to the craft, and so I used all of them, including like gestures from William Blake, and like, you know, just how I moved my body and costumes and how I let that affect me, and how did I walk in her shoes. So it was just non-stop crafting and searching and digging for more and more and more.
That's so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Emma. My question was like, what was like your favorite parts of film, like as a person versus like what was the most fun and interesting?
What was my favorite parts of film as a person, but also what was fun and interesting? You know, it was really fun and interesting to be on Main Street in the summertime when there was 500 people watching you. It was like outdoor theater. It was crazy. We turned around and it was like, oh my God, what's going on? And they're all like, yay! And you're like, this is wild. I've never in all my years of 25 years of doing this, I've never ever seen an audience that flew in from all over the world to watch. At the park, one day they all sang me happy birthday. So we were always filming on my birthday, because we always started filming like the July 7th and mine's the 15th, so it's like, I'm working again. It was just fascinating to me to see that. And I'll tell you what wasn't fun, being in wet clothes in the middle of the forest in December. So we're like, why did I say yes to this? Freezing, your face is frozen. But honestly, I mean, in hindsight, I think a lot of actors do this. We all complain about, oh, I can't believe this is my reality. And then the moment you're not working, you're like, oh my God, I would do that in a heartbeat 1,000 times over. So I can't really say anything bad. It was great. And I'm very fortunate to have had, to tell her story, to be able to tell her story for 7 years with all those people, and to be able to be here today.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just so you guys know, we've got about 5 minutes left.
All right, sorry guys.
Oh, sorry. Hi, my name is Melody, and I see that you have a very special talent in acting. You've reached a very high level of it, And I was just curious, like, as a kid, did you ever think, when I grow up, I want to be an actress? Did you take theater as a kid? Like, how did you plan out to be an actress?
So thank you. It's a very good question, and yes, I did. I knew that I wanted to be an actress quite young. I also wanted to be a marine biologist, so it couldn't be more different. But acting is always like, oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen for me, so what else would I want to do? But I did take classes when I was young. I started taking classes at 12 years old.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
day.
Thank you, and to you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm actually just really trying to remember to breathe right now.
Okay.
But I'm going to try and make this short so everybody else can have some time. What is your favorite piece of clothing on your Keep It Regal line?
Oh.
I love your line.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a merch line called Keep It Regal, a play on words, keep it real, keep it regal, and regal is a state of mind. And thank you for being my model. God, what is my favorite shirt that I've designed? There's been a few. I'd say like the reindeer is definitely one of them. And my mom, one thing I love about Keep It Regal, and you can go check it out, keepitregal.com, is it's really a family created thing. My mom is such an amazing artist. And I was like, I want to do a reindeer, but I want the reindeer to look like a hip-hop reindeer, and it's our holiday shirt. And she's like, then you should spell it R-E-I-G-N, deer. And I was like, Mom, genius! You know, like, and I love that she is a part of it, and so that's probably why it's my favorite. But we have, and then my niece is also an amazing artist, and she designed the shirt that I have right now, which was, it's in honor, it's in the spirit of Pride, but it says, love is love, amour c'est l'amour, and it's these two lions, and it's like a play on Lady and the Tramp. And so I love when my family can be a part of something that's fun like this. So you should check it out, because the shirt's really cute too, by the way.
It's my goal to have every piece of it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Sydney. My childhood self is like dying right now. But I actually watched Once Upon a Time as a kid, and that's what inspired me to want to act. And so right now I'm in college studying acting. Do you have any advice on like facing rejection, or like how to keep going even when you are told no like a million different times?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have the desire to want to act more than the feelings around rejection. So you have to just go, nothing is gonna get in my way, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep going. It is not easy. There are times when I wanna quit. I'm like, why didn't I become a marine biologist? Why didn't I do that? And it's not easy, especially at my age, because I'm 46. So I've been doing this for 25 years professionally, and it's hard. And I just think it's something you have to, just the other day I was up for something that would have completely changed my career. I do believe that. Because it was like a very different character, and it's based on a real person. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. And you know, even in just that process of working on something, I didn't end up getting it, and it's okay, truly okay. I had to focus on the joy of creating. And my manager always says this, she's like, you know, I know auditioning isn't fun all the time, especially with your body of work and you've done so much. People are like, why aren't you just being offered? Because it's a competitive industry, and there's a lot of great talent out there. And sometimes you just have to humble yourself and put yourself on tape. And she said the way to look at it is an opportunity to act. And that's what I decided to focus on, is not like getting the job or not getting the job, or, oh, I'm above this. It's an opportunity to act and just stay focused on that and make it fun and have the best time doing it.
Thank you so much.
I think this might be our last question.
Oh, okay, two. Okay.
She's the queen.
Sorry.
No, please.
Hi, I was wondering if you and Jennifer ever improv'd or intentionally added subtext to a scene that hinted towards Swan Queen?
Jennifer or Jennifer?
Jennifer.
The blonde?
Yes.
Okay, Emma. No, we never improv'd. We didn't. I don't think we were really allowed to improv much. The writers were very strict about that. And some writers have that standard, and I totally respect it, and as did she. So there wasn't any improving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick. Are you looking forward to Gal Gadot playing the evil queen in the new Disney movie, and what advice would you give her?
Well, I have to see what she's doing. I haven't, so I don't know how to advise her yet, other than just make her human and don't get caught up in the fairy tale fantasy or animated version of it all. Just make her a real person. That was my approach to Regina. I sort of had to separate Disney and separate the story that we grew up learning and loving for so long, and just look at her as a woman at this point in her life and what she's going through. And that would be my advice to Gal.
Thank you.
You want to do one more? Do one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do one more.
I know I got other things to do, but
Yeah.
all right.
All right, last one.
Let's do it.
Hi, my name's Lucas. First, I watched your show as it aired, and it was my mother's lockdown show. My question is, what set of Regina's clothes did you like the Enchanted Forest, or the Mirror, or when she was a bartender?
Oh gosh, probably the Enchanted Forest. Yeah, it's just mostly because it's that nostalgia of, you know, fairy tale Disney and what we grew up seeing. And so I loved being in that. You know, I just loved it. It felt like playing, you know, it felt very childlike and sort of tapping into that imagination that as adults sometimes you lose. And where that really came alive for me was in Wonderland with Sebastian Stan, and we did that episode, and we were in this green fishbowl, and they're like, there's the caterpillar. It's like, there's no caterpillar. But you have to close your eyes, and you have to vision that the caterpillar is there, and you have to see these things flying around, and you have to, so it was like, it was fun. It was like I was a kid again, pretending, and I don't think any of us should ever lose that side of us.
Beautifully said. That's a great way to end it.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, before we go, everybody scoot in. We're going to do a selfie with the crowd, okay?
Oh my God! I think I have photos and
Yes.
autographs,
Make sure you
and
still do that.
you're still 7:45, so please come see me.